All right. So here we are, guys. We're going to do some buffer overflow today. I really wanted to share with everyone. Where the hell did my webcam go? Is my webcam up? Huh. That's awkward. Well, anyways, we'll just go without it today. I don't know where it went. I don't know if a kid unplugged it from the back of the machine, or what's going on, because it's not showing up at all for some reason. Yeah, interesting. Anyways, so we are doing a new room from Try Hack Me. I don't want to get too much into details on what room it is. If you guys do a little Googling, you probably figure out what the new rooms are. But this is all about some buffer overflow that I'd like to demonstrate out tonight. The reason that I don't want to really just say here's the solution to a room is because it's brand new and people still want to try it and not be terribly spoiled. So, anyways, I deployed the room. This isn't much of a walkthrough room at all. It's a challenge. To be honest with you, I planned on doing some other stuff today, working on my PTS course and some other stuff like that. And I heard about this room coming out this morning, and this is literally the only thing I've done all day. So I want to condense my 8 hours of work into an hour-long stream for you guys and show you a few things that you can learn about some buffer overflow on the Windows side. It's been great. It really makes me feel accomplished when it takes me 8 hours to do it once, and then I'm going to show you in like 45 minutes. Nice, Sauce. Icecast is a fun one. So here we are. We have deployed the machine. The only questions this room asks for... Hey, Lost Circuit, thank you so much for the follow. And Algernope, thank you also. Awesome, I really appreciate you guys. We are crushing it on the followers. I'm actually at 118 with 14 subs, so we're over this follower goal. And if we bang out the subscriber goal of 25, then I'm giving away a free month to either Try Hack Me, Cybersec Labs, or you know what, we'll even, if I can gift a Hack the Box, it'll be one of the three, whichever the winner wants for a month. 1 month sub if we hit 25 by the end of May, which I think we can do. While this box scans, really the only thing the room asks for is the user and the root flag, and that's really it. So I don't even really need to show you the Try Hack Me page. That's really all it asks for. So we're going to kick off with some regular enumeration here and see what we get. Hey, 120 followers. Fuck yeah. All right, so regular scanning, right? I do an nmap-p-t4 with the IP address. And then let's go and see what ports come back. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that scan set up, but that's going to be a -A, and then a -P for the ports that come back, and then that same IP. And that one shouldn't take much longer. Yeah, this is... So, Car Monkey, just pay attention, man, and you will learn a lot. To tell you the truth, I still am learning a lot just by doing this room. Buffer overflow. I will explain it. We might go over an hour, we'll see, but I will do my best to explain and walk you guys through the process of how we do this. Oh, sauce. Okay, so we are 45 seconds left, and I've got the second scan ready to kick off. Oh, I know, man. I know. In other news, this is Night Team 4 Military Hacking Division. I am proud to announce that we're going to start incorporating this a little bit into the stream. Basically, on days where I don't come up with the box to stream for you guys, I am going to play this. I was planning on doing it today, and then I saw this new box, and I wasted 8 hours of my life. I won't say wasted, I learned a lot in those 8 hours. But I want to share that box with you, and then maybe tomorrow we'll play a little bit of this. I haven't even done anything but install it, but this morning on Cyber Mentor's stream, I was lucky enough to win the giveaway, one of the 4 giveaways he did, and got this morning. So super excited to play it with you guys and check it out. All right. It's a hacking style game, Sauce. It's all about all those commands. It's a ton of fun from watching what I've seen so far. Okay, so we have our scan back. So this is where we get fun. So I've got port 135, which is RPC, could be a network file system. I've got 139, which is Samba. I've got 31137. And then I've got this 49152 through 49162. So we're going to go ahead and kick off the second scan. So no web servers, nothing terribly awesome here. Yeah, Lost Circuit, check into the stream tomorrow. I think I'll make time to play it, and you guys can kind of see, try before you buy. So the one that stands out to me on this scan is this 31337 Elite, right? So if we go ahead and do a port 31337 while that other scan runs, we see all this stuff. Backdoors and malware and Trojans. Oh my, port 31337 is not an officially assigned port. We see back orifice. Hey, Mayor, how's it going? So this is where I went with this. I started looking into this back office server software. I started looking at what could this be? You know, debuted at DEF CON, Leet Phenomena, port on 31337, right? All sorts of stuff here. Yeah, Lord Cybot, super old, yep. So that's kind of the first place I started looking. Started reading a lot about this while my scans were running. You know, we'll go here to Cybersecurity Awareness Month. This is a SANS blog post. One of your first Trojans you used. Yeah, Interpreter backdoor service, default port used. So all sorts of stuff here. Okay, so that's what I found there. Let's see, where are we at with this? Why is my scan not going? Oh, there we go, 88.89%, so we're close. Okay, so what else can we look at? Well, yeah, I agree with you. I don't know what this is specifically referring to here. Maybe old. Anyways. So what else can we look at? Well, we have a potential file share here, right? Yeah, Sauce, the GUI is like the best part. Like if hacking was actually like that, it'd be awesome, right? So let's take a look and see what we can find here with this potential file share. So let's see here. So I'm gonna go. We'll just go to my documents folder, and I'll make a directory here. We'll just call it Overflow, and we'll live in that directory for today. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect out to this box on SMB and see what we can find. And that didn't work, right? Let's see what shares we've got on that box first. Do I have any anonymous access? Hey, look at that. So it looks like I've got some access here. So it would be great if I could get into this admin share. Let's see if we can do that. No, access denied. Okay, what about the hard drive? Can I get to the hard drive? Nope, access denied there. Mayor, I would have to know the solution. That being said, we're not talking about what room this is. Okay, so IPC $. So I can get onto this share. Can I try to make a stream about Metasploit or when I hack one of my Windows machines? Hey, Car Monkey, check out Blue or Icecast. I have streamed both of those. I have videos about them, and both of them are Windows machines where you use Metasploit. Okay, so I can gain access anonymously to this IPC $ share, but I can't really do anything with it. So what's the last one? Well, I've got this users. So what do we find here with users? Blue is fun, I agree. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this. So you can see right here, I've got default, desktop, INI, and share. And I'm in anonymously, right? So if I look here, I've got, okay, come on, there we go. I've got app data. Doesn't look like anything exciting here. And I spent quite a bit of time just going through these. Game Explorer history, temporary internet files. Pretty much everywhere you go here, you're going to kind of dead end yourself. I don't think I looked in roaming. Yeah, probably nothing exciting, right? Yeah, Lost Circuit, it is stuff like that. There is a vulnerability. There is a vulnerability where you can gain anonymous access to IPC. It's Apache. I just did a room with it. I think it's with mod SSL. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. I went down a huge rabbit hole algernope here with the ntuser.dats. I tried pulling these down and seeing what I could do with them. Turns out I couldn't do anything, right? So we're in this default user account. Not really seeing anything, but there is this share over here. And we see this gatekeeper.exe. So this is an executable file. Let's go ahead and pull it down. Okay, so I'll hang on to that and see what else. So that's kind of where I got with SMB. Not much else. I found this executable. Great. So what other ports did we have open? Well, if we go to our nmap scan, we've got this one that it can't find an answer for. And that's that 31337. Hey, Sauce, thank you so much for the gift, man. That's awesome. Much, much, much appreciated. Okay, so, Microsoft Windows RPC could be a network file share. I'll tell you right now, if you run an nmap to enumerate NFS like we did the other day, you won't find anything there. 139, that's the Samba that we already just went through. So what's on 31337? So let's go ahead and just try browsing. Maybe it's a web service. 31337. Make sure I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't have any proxies, so it just kind of sits here. So that's weird. So what's the other way to kind of know what's going on? Let's go ahead and split this. And let's go out and netcat at it and see what we find. Whoops. 31337. Okay, so this just kind of sits here. So I can hit enter. Well, it yells at me hello. What happens if I type something? Okay, so you see that, and if I can say, like, Tom. It says, hello, Tom. Okay, so, God, I hate this scrolly feature. Whoop. All right, so yeah, that's kind of where it sits, right? And I see that that's this 31337. You know, basically everything that the nmap script tried to do against it, it said, yeah, I'm just going to reply with hello and a bunch of stuff that the script said. And then we've got RPC bind ports up higher. So that's really about all we find. At least that's all I found. So let's take a look at this gatekeeper.exe. So I'm a big fan of the file command. Hey, it says it's a Windows executable. Okay, that checks. And then after that, I'm a big fan of strings. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, we have, so strings is a command that'll examine and print out any user-readable strings in a, user-readable strings in a file. Okay, so one thing we have is do stack buffer overflow good. Okay, so that might be a hint that we're going to be doing some buffer overflow today. I've got, yeah, I mean, I'm really not seeing a whole lot else, right? So for me to do buffer overflow and actually make it worthwhile, so what's that look like? 31337. So that looks like the port that is open right now, 31337. So maybe we're lucky enough that Gatekeeper.exe is what's running on port 31337. Okay, and it looks like we're right. Here we're seeing this hello string, which is basically what it's sending back to us with a %s for the string we give in. And then we're seeing send failed and byte sent. Okay, so it looks like that's where we're at. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, I went ahead and set up a Python server, so I can't play with this executable on my Kali box. So I went ahead and set up a Python server here on port 8000, and then if I look at my own IP in my home network, it's this 192.168.8691. So I'll go ahead and minimize my Kali box now. And I will go ahead and bring in Windows, and we'll browse out to 8000. All right, so here I've got Gatekeeper, and it's going to scream at me and try and block it and everything else. Yep, I don't want to block you. Keep. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and pull that out to our desktop. And we'll close this. So there we go. I've got Gatekeeper. Okay, so now what's the IP of my Windows machine? So up here, 8632. So let's go ahead and run this. And thank you, Windows Defender. Right, if you're doing this without we know this is safe. But if I were doing this for like a real, I don't know what this executable does, run it in a VM, please, guys. So this is what says listening for connections. Okay, so that IP is 86.32. Hey, Car Monkey, thank you so much for the sub, man. This is the Razer Black Widow Ultimate Lost Circuit. I appreciate that because the sound drives my wife absolutely nuts. She hates clacky keyboards. I love the mechanical feel. So we're going to go ahead and netcat out to that, to my Windows machine, and we'll try this port 31337. And let's see if I can minimize or bring this Windows side in for you so you can kind of see what's going on here. So here's the Gatekeeper software running, and now I netcatted to it. And you can see here that it's open. This program is open. Car Monkey, I have VMware Pro. So let's see what happens if I type hello. So it says it received 7 bytes and it sent 16 back. So this is definitely the program that's running on port 31337 on the box that we're trying to get into. And this is kind of the beginning of buffer overflow. So I don't need that machine up anymore that we did the nmap scan on because I have the executable here on my own computer. And this is where I'm going to try and prove the exploit exists. And then we can move into actually exploiting the box. Okay, so what do I mean when I say buffer overflow? So for the guys in the room that were asking kind of what's a buffer overflow, we're trying, all right, we know this program is running on that machine. I don't know if it's running as root or as an admin on that machine. But I know it's running on that machine, and if I can get that program to run a shell, a reverse shell, back to me, then I can get into that machine. So I've got to see if I can overwrite part of the memory in that program. So let's take a look. So what happens if we just send a butt ton of data at it? So let's do a Python command, and we'll go ahead and maximize this window here so you guys can see what's going on. Let's just send the letter A at it. And I don't know what. Let's just send like 1,000 of them. So this is just going to print 1,000 A's. Yeah, Car Monkey reverse shell is where I'm getting that machine to connect to me. Absolutely. So here's 1,000 A's. We'll go ahead and copy that, and we'll do this netcat again. So I am connected, right, back to that gatekeeper.exe, and we'll go ahead and paste. Okay, and you see here, I don't get a reply, right? No reply whatsoever, and over here it says send failed, and then it just quit on me. Okay, so that made it fail. So what are we going to do? Well, I want to figure out where in memory I can write to this program. So on the Windows side for executables, there's a program called Immunity Debugger. It's an older piece of software, but if you go ahead and download it, we'll run it as an administrator here. Okay, and I'm going to have to try doing some like, why is that not working? There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna have to try and do some zooming for you guys because this is kind of hard to see. File, open. Let me put it out on the desktop. Okay, so now I have this program running in Immunity Debugger. And it'll show me a command line here. We'll let it load. And I'll click play here. Okay, so here's the program running, right? It's listening for connections again. Okay, and now in this, you can see... God damn, why... My zoom function isn't working the greatest. So right now you can see the registers here, right? And our goal, for those of you who aren't familiar with assembly at all, our goal here is all of these registers, the EAX, ECX, all that, are places in memory inside this program. Our goal is to put our malicious code somewhere in here, and then this EIP is a pointer. If I can control what this EIP points at, if I can tell it to point at a different register in this program, then I can tell it to execute some malicious code. So we're going to try and take control of that. Okay, so this is Immunity Debugger, and let's now, with that running, let's go back here and send all those A's at it again. Okay, and you can see here, it says that I've received a connection. I netcatted back into it. And let's go ahead and throw this 1000 A's at it. Okay, so there, and boom. So now you see in Gatekeeper, or in Immunity Debugger, you see it paused down here. Apologize for the zoom, I'm trying the best so I could show you stuff. Right, and if I maximize this now, you see that up here, it looks like EBP is 41414141, and EIP, which is the pointer that we want to be able to overwrite, is also 41414141. So if you do a little bit of hex decoding, 41414141 in hex is all A's. And you see this ESP filled with A's. Right, so we overwrote parts of memory in this program. We overflowed its buffers. That's what caused the program to crash. And we definitely overwrote the EIP. Okay, so now what? Well, I want to figure out how many bytes I have to write, because we threw 1000 at it and it failed, right? So I want to figure out how many bytes do I have to send at it to get exactly to this pointer, because that's where I want to put the address to a spot in memory that has my shellcode. So let's go ahead and figure that out. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of Immunity, reopen it to get that program to restart. So here we go. I get the program restarted. Okay, so program's running. We'll go ahead and minimize that. Now let's go over to Kali. So Kali has an awesome tool called, so instead of just sending all A's, I want to send a unique pattern so that I can analyze that EIP when the program fails, and I can see what I need to change, or where it's hitting, right? So MSF, Metasploit Foundation pattern, --pattern, _create. And then we're going to do length, and we sent 1000 A's at it, so we're going to send 1000 whatevers to it. All right, so this is freaking cool, guys. So you see here, it made a completely unique pattern for us. Now let's go ahead and connect again. Okay, so I am connected. You see here, listening for connections. Hey, Blue Ninja, how you doing, man? Mayor, your lab is all Windows 10 based. My goal is to get a better lab setup in the future. I've got some Azure credit. I've thought about trying to put some stuff up there, but I'm stronger on Linux than I am Windows, to be honest with you. Okay, so MSF pattern create does this awesome thing here. Using Ruby. Oh, I can't wait to check that out. I don't really know anything about Ruby. Haven't played with it at all. So I am excited for that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this unique pattern now, and we'll copy that and send it at the program. Okay, now you see I get the send failed, which is expected. I sent 1,000 bytes at it again. And let's go over here to immunity. So you can see in the bottom right corner, you see the yellow, which means the program failed again or paused. And now let's take a look at this EIP stack. So I'm going to write this down. So this is the set of bytes that were in the EIP stack when the program failed. So 39654138. Okay, so this is what it failed on. And this is what's in the EIP, the pointer stack, in that program. Okay, so how do we find 39654138 in that pattern? Well, there's a tool for that. Go figure. So we'll minimize this, and I'll close out a netcat. And we can go back to that MSF pattern and look for the offset. So we did 1,000 length, right? MSF pattern offset, the length of our string was 1,000. And now I want to find that specific address. So 39654138. Okay, and you see that at offset from 0, so at 146 bytes sent, that is where we find our entry to the EIP string. So at offset 146. Okay, so now we get to have a little bit more fun. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of immunity again, since the program's crashed. We'll go ahead and load it one more time. We'll go ahead and bring this program back open. Okay, so I've got my program running. Go ahead and minimize that, and let's get into some Python. So basically what I want to do now is I want to send 146 characters at it, and then I want to send something different from those 146 characters. Those can be all A's for all I care. But I want to send something different so that I know that I'm overriding that EIP. So we're going to send binary A's, 146 of them, and then we'll go ahead and we'll just send binary B's. Okay, so that's what our message is going to be. And now we got to find a way to send to this, right? So we imported socket so that we can go ahead and communicate across here. So we're going to go ahead and just try. We'll print out that we're sending the payload. And I am a stickler for spelling, not for good typing, but I am for spelling. So we had to import the socket library so that we could mess with IP. Okay, that line there just assigns the variable S to this socket. AF_I, that's your IPv4 address, and sockstream's your port. So that's all that's doing. And then we're going to connect to, what was my IP address? 192.168.8632. 192.168.8632. 31337 is the port. And then we're going to go ahead and send the message. And we have to hit enter when we're done, right? So to do that, it's just a binary /r/n/return/new line. And then we'll wait and see if we receive anything. And then we'll close that connection. And if for some reason we fail, which I had a lot of these today, I had the hardest time with getting this to work. Definitely learned a lot. We'll just go ahead and say that, hey, I had no luck, I can't connect. So we'll go ahead and save this. We'll save this in that documents, and we'll just call it overflow.py. And as always, I'll now type that in the right spot. And I have never gotten away from that. Okay, so any questions on the base of this string here? So now I won't even have to use netcat, right? I have the IP, I have the port. We'll just go ahead and run this and see what happens. So let's go into documents, overflow. All right, you ready? You excited? Let's see what happens here. Here is my application that's running, waiting for connections. Again, remember we're sending 146 A's and 4 B's. Oh, what did I forget? I forgot to make it executable. After all that suspense. And I didn't have to make it executable. I just had to type it out right. Boom, there we go. So Python overflow.py, and I get that we failed again. Okay, so let's look at immunity. So you can see it's paused again. And if I go ahead and zoom in though, you see I've got 41414141 in EBP, and then I've got exactly my 4 B's, 42424242 in the EIP stack, which is exactly where I want them. So that's pretty freaking cool. So we proved that I can targetedly write to the EIP stack. Can I make a stream about a real-world scenario where I hack a computer that is not running Kali? So, CarMonkey, the computer I'm hacking right now, hacking being a strong word, is not running Kali, right? The computer that I am hacking is my Windows box back here that is running this executable file. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. As far as pretending where I know nothing about it, or act like I know nothing about it, about 8 hours ago, I didn't know anything about this, right? I didn't know anything at all. So you could watch the 8-hour version of me beat my head on a keyboard, or you could watch the 40-minute version so far, where I've learned and then I'm trying to show you guys. Okay, so I proved I can put 4 B's on EIP. Ruby is just easier. A tool called Pry makes it much more efficient and effective. Hey, I am all for learning new tools, new tricks. This is the only way that I've ever done these before. I look forward to really seeing exactly what you do, man. I think that'll be awesome. Okay, so what's next? We wrote 4 B's there. That helps some. We know that we can put something there. We still have a ways to go though, right? We have to figure out what our shell code is going to be. We have to get a reverse shell past that. And we have to figure out if this program is going to reject any characters that are going to be in that shell code. Okay, so there's another piece, a module for Immunity Debugger called Mona. You can Google it out. I will show you the page here. But if you just Google Mona if you Google this is a repository right here. You can download this Python script, and it's made to run in Immunity Debugger. So you download it, follow the directions, but it goes into the PyCommands folder inside Program Files x86/Immunity Debugger. And then you come down here and you can run Mona modules down in the bottom left. And I know this is hard to see, but basically what we're looking for here is, here's Gatekeeper, if you can follow my mouse, right? And all of these falses show different forms of protection that program has to prevent stuff like buffer overflows. This only has one enabled, and this shows you other DLLs, so MS WinSock, SecHost, kernel base, that are all called by this program. And you can see that all of those have a lot more trues, so go with the one that has the most falses. If you find a DLL, try doing that instead. This case, the most vulnerable piece in this program and the things it calls is that executable. So that's what we're going to try and go after here. So that's all that I was showing you with that. Now, we want to find a spot where we can put that code. So we noticed before, let's see if I can get back here, that we definitely had written stuff into ESP. So we're going to try and put stuff there. So there's another command that you can type in. Let me pull back up my notes so I don't mess this up here. But if you go to the bottom and you type, again, bang, EIP is where I'm definitely throwing the pointer. I'm going to try and throw the shellcode into ESP. So if you come down here and you do Mona find, and then attack S for string, and then this hex code /XFF/XE4, that code, no worries, that code will show you all of the places where I have a jump command, XFF/XE4, where I have a jump command to the ESP stack. So I'm just going to write down the first one. Oh boy, there went my mouse. So I'm going to write down the first one here. So 080414C3. Hey, and if that one doesn't work, we'll try the next one and we'll keep going. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. There's 22 pointers found here. We're going to go ahead and try that first one. So I'm going to take that and I am going to pass that in to my Overflow Python script. Okay, so to pass that into the Overflow script, we'll go back to Kali. All right, so far all we've done is throw some A's and B's at this thing. Hey, Zero Value, how you doing tonight? Okay, so let's open our Overflow Python script, and we're going to get rid of the 4 B's here. And we're going to have to pass this in. So to do that, you have to write it backwards, in each of the bits backwards. So it's going to be XC3, because that's what it ends with. And then slash X14. And then slash X04. And then slash X08. Okay, so that should put a jump to the ESP stack. You set up your Twitch for the first time ever, was up until 5 a.m. Yeah, man, figuring out a lot of that stuff with Streamlabs and everything else is kind of tricky. So this code right here, 146 A's, and then the address that tells the EIP to put a jump ESP in there. So we're going to jump to the ESP stack when we hit that EIP. Okay, so that should be good there. Now, we want to make sure that we hit that dead on. I don't know what's in ESP right now after that, because we haven't written anything past that. So we're just going to come over here. Let's go ahead and relaunch Immunity. Man, I can't wait to find faster ways to do this. That's going to make me so much happier tomorrow. Why did all my windows go screwy on me? Oh, well. Oh, no. It literally moved all of them around. Okay, well, that sucks, but... where's my stack? Oh, no. Why did it do that?
Just came over here to ask, where's Mom?
She's sleeping. You need to go downstairs. I'll be out in a little bit. Shut the door, please. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why this is doing this to me. Let's try relaunching Immunity one more time. That's weird. That is something I didn't run across. And I want to find the stacks all nice. Okay, it doesn't like me. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and load Gatekeeper back up. So Carmonkey, all the things that I've been showing you in Immunity here is how I look at what's on the stack. Okay, so if I click the C and then I click this arrow, we can go ahead and search for that memory address. So 080414C3, right? That jump ESP. Okay, and you find it right here, right? I searched for 0804. Let me zoom in for you guys. Man, this is frustrating as hell. Okay, so you see right here, this was the arrow I hit. And now over here, 080414C3. That's what I searched for. And that's where we found there was a jump ESP. So literally what's going to happen now when we run the program with our overflow is we're sending 146 A's, and then we're placing this command, this address on the EIP stack, which is the pointer stack in a program. So when the program calls that next pointer, it's going to jump to the ESP stack, which is where we're hoping to place our shellcode. So let's go ahead and hit F2 here. And it says it looks like you're trying to set a breakpoint in the middle of some command. If this is really the case, it will not execute. Do you really want to set a breakpoint here? Yes, I absolutely do. And the reason... Okay, come on now. The reason... I just downloaded this different magnifier thing for Immunity, specifically for today. But yeah, the specific reason is I want to stop the programming because I haven't put anything past that yet. Okay, so we have a breakpoint there. Let's go ahead and hit play. I don't know how to get back to the stack on here, which is really frustrating, but that's okay. Maybe view call stack? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and run our overflow. So we are listening for connections. Yeah, that's what I clicked, man. This just looks different than how I had it before. Like, I don't know why all my windows went wonky on me. Oh, that looks better. Hey, thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back over to Linux. And we can save and close this overflow. All right, so we're sending the payload. What do we get here? We got the failure. And now if we click into immunity, we see we're paused. But we have good news. We hit the breakpoint dead on. 080414C3. So we absolutely hit that breakpoint. We are right there in the program. And if you look at the EIP stack, we literally put the address right where we want it. 080414C3. Okay, so we've proven that we can take control of this program. We can put an address on the EIP stack. Now all we have to do is put some shellcode after it. So we'll close immunity again, and I just like relaunching it immediately so I know it's up and ready. So we'll go ahead and load the program one more time, and I'll show you guys how to make the shellcode. Okay, so immunity is waiting or listening for connection. I'm going to need the IP address of my own machine again. This time the Kali machine. So I need this 192.168 because I am doing this against my own computer, right? So let's go MSF Venom to generate shellcode, and we're going to do a payload of Windows /shell_reverse_TCP. And my listening host, which is this machine, the Kali box, 192.168.8691. And listening port, you can choose whatever. I'll go all 7s. And then, oh, I didn't do bad characters. Son of a bitch. That's one thing I haven't done yet. And that's not going to work if I don't know those. Okay. Let's do bad characters. So, this might go a little long. I will hang out with you guys as long as it takes to get this, and if you guys need to leave at the hour point, this will be up later, of course. So we need to do bad characters. I didn't even think about that, which is another thing I was beating my head against earlier. So some of these characters that will be generated by MSF Venom, the program might not like, and it might cause it to crash. So a way we can test that is if we just go out to Google and search for bad characters. You can see I already have a link here. Here's this array of bad characters, and it starts with 01. Hex 00 is one that will cause the program to kill itself, and it isn't in this array. But we're going to test the program. Thanks, Zero Value. Yeah, I ask them for 1 hour a day. They get to bug me every other hour. So yeah, he can hop out for a little bit. They have a PlayStation and a TV. They're good for right now. So we're going to go ahead and paste that bad characters grouping out here. We'll just call it bad characters. Okay, so there's that. Now, right after we send the 146 A's plus that address, we'll just send all these bad characters. So we'll say plus bad cares here. Okay, I already have immunity running. We'll send all of this at it. So this is important as well. Because if you don't do this, your program is going to crash on you. Okay, so we sent them. I think I want to do that really before I had that breakpoint. Let's go ahead and terminate that and run it one more time with no breakpoint on it. Okay. Absolutely zero breakpoint set. Back over here. Run that one more time. Okay. So it ran and it failed, right? If I go to this ESP, I can follow that in the dump, and we can see kind of what happened here. So I'll try and zoom in and explain this. But basically, we sent 146 A's. We sent the address for EIP, and then we sent, so you can see it right here. Here's the 41s, which are all A's. And then here's that 080414C3. And then you see we started sending, so 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, etc. All the way down until we got to FF. Okay, makes sense so far? This is that string of bad characters we sent. You have to go through this and find out what characters got skipped, because those are bad characters. I'll see you later, Zero Value. Thank you for dropping by. Okay, so if you go through this, I'll make the work a little short for you. Obviously, 00 is a bad character. We did not pass that in. And then you see here we go from 0F to 10, and then we go from 19 to 1A. So we skip, or sorry, where is it? Yeah, sorry, right here. We go 09, 00, and then 0B. So we skip 0A. So you can go through this entire list of bad characters. Those are the two we find. 00, the /X00, and then the 0A. All right. Now we can go ahead and do this. So we will launch this guy one more time. Okay, so we are running, listening for connections. Now let's go generate a payload. Okay, so MSF Venom -P Windows /reverse shell TCP. Listening host is my box on my network here, not the VPN. L port. And then TAC-B for the bad characters. So no 00. No 0A. And TACF for format, and we'll do it in C code. You can try a couple of different formats. Just dig into the help. You can make a Python script, a Python reverse shellcode. There's all sorts. You just have to find the one that works. So this is generating our shellcode. Why did that not work? Because it's shell reverse TCP. No, I don't. As long as I get that format right, C is fine. Okay, so now here's that shellcode that MSF Venom spits out. We'll go ahead and copy this. We'll open it back up here. And we'll just say this payload equals, and it's all going to have to be in binary, so I'll throw a /B on the front, and I'll throw a closing parentheses on the back, and then I've got to make sure each of these lines are binary. So B's go in front of everything. Okay, now we don't want to send the bad characters in. We do want to send the payload in. So let's save. Okay, now if I wasn't doing anything, if I didn't do anything crazy here, this should work. TACF Python does that for me. TACF Python will also make the reverse shell script different. I have tried some different formats where they just don't work. So I just do the DEX, TAC-C, really whatever format works for you. Pond Muncher, I went ahead and terminated the box earlier. So we have this on my local Windows box, right? And I'm just trying it there. Okay, so let's set up a netcat listener on 7777. And we have verified that we are listening for connections over here. So now I'm going to trigger this overflow on the right, and we should see a shell on the left. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. Moment of truth. Oh no. What did we mess up? What did we mess up? Black Coffee, you're a genius. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so this is literally sending the message, the EIP address, and then there's no buffer space here yet before the payload. You're absolutely right. That is what I forgot. So we need to give it a little bit of buffer. So you can throw in what are called some NOPs, no operations. So I'll just throw in 16 here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to try and set all this up all over again. That's okay. Close that out. Weird. Anyways, we are running, listening for connections. All right, moment of truth. Oh my God. We were there before. What are we doing wrong? WSAE not sock. Message. Payload. C3140408. Yeah, this should be working. No, that should work. Literally, I just did this earlier. I just had to regenerate the payloads because the IP addresses and stuff changed. This should be working, and I'm not sure why it's not right now. So if I take that out, well, let's not take that out. Let's just get rid of the payload here for a second. Save that. Did I not? Well, no, I crashed the program no matter what. Close you. Did it not come through? Why did it not come through when I generated the payload? I probably typed it wrong. Okay. That's why. X00, X0A. Okay. Let's give this another shot. We'll get there, gents. Ah! That is not what I want to do. Okay. Copy you. Throw you back in for the payload. And let's go ahead and throw you in here. Okay, netcat listeners up. No, Car Monkey, that is not the process here. Okay, program is running. It is listening for connections. Payload should be fixed now. I've got it in the code. And I bet I have no bad characters now. Thank you, Black Coffee, for pointing that out. It's like I just did this. This should work. There we go. So we sent the payload from my Kali machine to that program running on port 31337. And now you can see that I have a reverse shell back right over here. And I will go ahead and maximize that for you so you guys can see. All right, so there it is. There's the first part. I do, but it doesn't matter, right? I do have a bridge network. It literally matters not one bit because you could do this over the internet. Okay, so that is the process. And you can see right here that I am on my own desktop. I am me. You can see right here, right? There's that executable. There's that Mona Python script that I downloaded, right? I am on my machine through my Kali box, reverse TCP shell. Okay, so what's the next part? So the next part would be you'd have to change your Overflow Python script to be the IP address of the box, and then you would have to regenerate your payload for the new IP address, because remember, the IP address of your Kali box is different in the VPN. You can see that if you run an ifconfig, right? Black Coffee, thanks for coming down. I'm looking forward to that King of the Hill sometime with you. So here's the Tunnel 0 VPN address. You'd have to change that, regenerate the payload, and then you can pop this on a room and get a reverse shell on that box. Okay, so if you've been here for the whole time, I thank you so much. This is not easy, man. This took me all day today. This is pretty much everything I did all day. I am looking forward to the mayor tomorrow streaming the easier and better and cooler, hopefully, way to do this. If any of you in my stream have time, please tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and watch the mayor, and he will walk through the actual room that this is based off of and show you how it's done the professional way. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. If you like what you see, Petrachorf, thank you so much for the follow. I really enjoy doing this with you guys. This was a super challenging one, and I wanted to share it with you. This is definitely one of the hardest rooms I've done as I'm still learning this whole process. But if you want to see more, throw me some follows, throw me some subs, and I will see you guys later. Thanks again. And don't forget, tune in for the mayor tomorrow and show you the awesome way to do this. Later, guys.